Hello everyone, this is American Idioms Part 96. This is the 96th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 476 to 480. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 476. Under one's belt. And the example is, he has had a very successful acting career, having 3 Academy Awards for Best Actor under his belt before he was 40 years old. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to have learned or succeeded in something, which means that you have it under your belt, as we say. Okay, like our example, we're talking about how this actor has 3 Academy Awards for Best Actor under his belt. He has succeeded in winning these awards. All right, so we say that he has them under his belt. That's how we use it. Okay? Here's another example. She'll need a few more tennis matches under her belt before she can be a real contender for a major tennis championship. In this particular case, they're talking about how this person needs to have, let's say, a few more tennis matches where she'll get more experience or have more experience, maybe even winning them before she'll be able to compete. Okay? She needs them under her belt. She'll need to have this experience, hopefully of winning more tennis matches before she can be a contender. Got it? And now for number 477. Umpteen times. And the example is, I told my son umpteen times to study harder for his final math exam, but he didn't listen to me and he almost failed it. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, an indefinite but very large amount of something. In this case, times. How many times, right? This person in the example told his son to study harder for the final math exam that he had, right? A large amount of times, right? Or many times, okay? Umpteen times. That's what it means. It's a large amount. Here's another example. I've been to New York City umpteen times, and every time I go there, I find new restaurants to try. All right, so this person has been to New York City many times, right? Umpteen times. And when they go there, almost every time they find new restaurants. Okay, that's New York City. All right, and now for number 478. Under the impression. And the example is, his parents were under the impression that he was doing fairly well in school, but in reality, he was actually having a lot of trouble and was failing most of his courses. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, holding the assumption that something is true. Now, this particular idiom means that you're holding the assumption, or you have the assumption, or you're assuming something is true and many times it is not, which we'll see in our example. Like this person's parents. They were under the impression, right, that this person was doing well. Okay? But they were wrong, right? They assumed it, and it was wrong because their son was actually failing most of his courses. All right? This is how this is used. Like our next example. I am so sorry, but I was under the impression that you wanted a big dessert, so I baked a cake for you. I didn't know that you were on a diet. Okay, so this person assumed that this person wanted a big dessert. Okay, so they were wrong, right? Their assumption was wrong because the person was on a diet, so they couldn't eat the cake. All right. Now for number 479. Root for someone or something. And the example is, his whole hometown will be rooting for him when he competes in the Boston Marathon next week. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer is B, to support or cheer for someone or something, like in our example. This person's hometown will be cheering for him or supporting him next week when he competes in the Boston Marathon. This idiom is used a lot with sporting events. The fans will root for their team. Okay? That's what it means. Here's another example. I was rooting for my country's team in the World Cup, but they lost in the first round. Okay, now we have a fan, right, that's rooting for his country's team in the World Cup. All right, that's what it means. And now for our final idiom, number 480. The more, the merrier. And the example is, of course you can bring your sister to my birthday party tonight. The more, the merrier. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B. More people make something more enjoyable. And that's what we mean when we say, the more the merrier. Now, this is usually used as a tag phrase, which is a phrase that's after the clause, and it can be a statement or it could even be a question. Like, you're from Brazil, aren't you? See, aren't you? That's a tag phrase. All right, in this case, the more the merrier. It's like emphasizing, yeah, okay, let's have fun. The more people, the better time we're going to have because you're going to bring your sister. All right, this is what the more the merrier means. Like our next example. I think we should let Wally play in our weekly card game on Friday nights. The more, the merrier. All right, it's the same thing here. This person wants more people at the game. If there's more people, they're going to have a better time. All right, got it? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel, and because the more the merrier. We can have a good time with more people. So, remember what I always say. Keep practicing! See you next time.